Hello, my name is MisterBliss and welcome to Age of Empires 4. Okay, so today I'm gonna tell you a secret a secret technique that I've come up with in order to defeat the English. You see, I am in the silver 3, so and on the verge of gold 1, and 50% of the time I have to deal with English. It's everybody likes to play English, and I was playing their Rus. So I think it's a technique that can be working on every civilization, but probably some will work better than some others. As for the Rust, it works pretty well it works pretty fine for sure. So I will explain what I did and yeah. So let's see there. Let's view the replay. So what happens is like the English, every time that you fight against them, they don't want to play a lengthy game, right? They want to take you out very fast, very fast. So what what happens every time that you play against a Rus? It's the player will be making rams. He's going to make a longbowman and spearman, and it will be at your doorsteps very soon in your base. I've played against a lot of players, and I know like the timing is a lot. He will be on the feudal age in about 6 minutes, and he will be ready to do his attack with the rams at 11. So before that, you can defend pretty well with towers. But as soon as the rams comes in, the towers will not be enough at all. So you have to deal with something else. The problem is that if you make yourself an army, you need to have a very large army. And to deal with the English is quite difficult because of the farms and everything that he has. Will make it easy for him to afford the longbowmen and the spearmen. So having a larger army than him on this, it's absolutely not easy. You can see that there's a little bug there. Every time I shoot, they shoot it 3 times and then stops. It's quite annoying for sure. Because, well, I was not centering my intention there. So what I do at the beginning is I go with 3 scouts. I think it's a pretty conventional opening. I go first with the town center with a scout and I build a hunting cabin as soon as possible. And I build another scout there. Then I go with three villagers in the wood. Well, here's the thing. So in order to beat that, we are not going to make archers or spearmen or horsemen. All that don't work so well. We want to go with a strategy that all the time will work, no matter what it will do. And honestly, it always works. Nah, maybe not always, but like it's pretty solid for sure. So what you want to do is to use the men-at-arms. The men-at-arms of the Castle Age are the ones that are going to be able to withstand all the archers and all the spearmen easy, no problem. So what I do first is I go with the wheelbarrow as soon as I can. So basically at 50 wood, I will get with the wheelbarrow. Then when I see the time is coming, we'll go with another hunting cabin, and I want to get the deers here. Luckily for me, the cabin was relatively close to my base, but I think it's worth it maybe to go a little outside your base to get some more deers there. Because then you want to go, I think, I'm not so sure if it's really worth it, but I think going with the survival techniques there helps out a little, especially at the beginning where you need especially a lot of food, because you want to go in the Castle Age very fast. And the best way to achieve that is to go with the the deers and the boars. And especially when you play Rus, it also gives like the bounty, so it's pretty good. But at the beginning, if everything works out pretty well, you should have the you should have the tier 2 there, so you should have hunted for 250 250 of bounty. So right there, what I do is I will go to the Fiddle Age as soon as I can, but notice that I don't put a lot of villagers on it. I think 2 is the right number. You could go maybe with 1, but the problem is like if you take too long to do this, the opponent will see that, and it will like, for him will be like a door open for going strong in your base, and you don't want that. You will not be so ready before 11 minutes. It takes times before getting to the castle age, and yeah, especially when you are not necessarily super duper skilled at this game, it's very difficult to manage all the resources properly. So a lot of dudes there on the sheep. So every time that I have a villagers I create, I will always send them on the sheep, and then I will relocalize them as I see fit. So at some point I will add more villagers on the wood. So I still have 3 since the beginning. And now I'm sending all my villagers there to go chase the boar there. So that will get myself a little closer to the tier 3. So that's the reason why you actually want to go for the boar. You can go with only 1 scout, but I already scouted everything in the map, so I figure why not at this point. Okay. So what you do there is you go with the hunting cabin, you go with the boar. The fact that you have this upgrade there allows you to get the most of the boar, because, well, as you can see, my opponent saw what I did there, and he will not let myself doing this for very long. So what I'm trying to say is, so right now you should be on the Fiddle Age, but my opponent for some reasons was a bit slow on this one. So yeah, as soon as he sees that, he will try to stop that. So he will gather forces early on. So what you want to do too is to build a tower. I don't really have the wood at the moment, so for a tower it's like 175. Don't really have the money for doing that at the moment. Okay. So right now, ooh, I got 1 scout. I was not, as you can tell, I was not really watching that. Oh, I think not necessarily the best use of the scouts, but it's all right. I think I'm going to send it over there, and he will die. Okay, so with that, I'll go with the double broadaxe, and I'll also try to go with the specialized pick. I tried to, since we are not going to build a second PC, I'm trying to do the most of it with my villagers. So right now I'm sending more fellow on the wood. I am having 6. The key there for the food is really the boar there. That's what gives me a tremendous amount of food. So what I do is then I will sell the food with the golden gate as much as I can. And there we go. We can now go in the castle age. I tried to go all, and then I realized that was maybe too much. So what you do, I will just slow down a little there. So I put 3. 3 I think is the right number. Could maybe be 1 more. But at the same time, the more you pull out to go build the landmark, the more resources you're losing. Because now I'll say like I will have pulled off all my villagers there to be building this. Nobody will be mining gold at all, and I need gold for the castle age because I have a couple of upgrades to do, but also the man-at-arms cost a little of gold. So you can tell already, like this guy is not happy and he's going my way. So I didn't even build the wooden fortress there. I'll let that there, like this. So with the upgrade, that allowed me to gather the food 15 times faster. I try to get the most of it before like it's too late. You can tell it's maybe a little faster there. So as soon as it will be, yeah, moving this way, I'll just pull back all my yeah. You can tell I already got most of the boar carcass there, so it's all right. I'll just send these guys back home. And what I did there is already, you can tell, as soon as the blacksmith was built, I kept building, and I kept building like upgrades there, and also I'm also building the barracks. The blacksmith there is the key to success. You want this bad boy to work non-stop, 24/7. So you go first with the wedge rivet, and then you go immediately for the fifth later work, so the defense against the melee. Because it will be sending spearmen, you know, so you want to deal with that quite easily. So that's the best way to do so. As soon as this is done, you want the wedged rivet. So the defense against, basically you want defense because the men-at-arms there are not going to be killed easily. You can tell. So this guy there is having a beating. Look at this. Oh, great that is. So they only lose about 1 point of 1 HP. You can see sometimes it jumps a little more than 1. I think it's the spearman. Oh, it's because I have this guy. He built like some of the metal arms himself. I see. But you can tell already, like, it's not looking good for him, even though I have a very low amount of units there. You can tell like it's not looking good for him. He's scared. So what I do there is I build as much as possible. That's why I have 4 barracks. I think 4 is a good number. You can go 5, you can go even 6, but like if you do that, you'll have to trying to get as much food as possible. You can say that I can tell right now my food income is not the best. So I'm trying to get more meat, so more deers as much as possible. So that's what will help me the most. And if you have a bit of a problem, you can also resolve going to the berries. So right now, that's there. So right now my opponent has a better army than mine, but like my units are just not dying at all. So you have to take into consideration that the longbowmen there, they only do 6 points of damage. Sometimes they will go 7, but it's still not enough for the men-at-arms that already have +2. The spearmen there, let's just stop there. The spearmen there, they only do 8 points of damage, and they don't do bonus damages. So yeah, over here you can tell it does +6 light melee infantry damage. But the thing is, this is not light AV damage. This is AV melee infantry over there, men-at-arms. So this means like this only makes 6 points of damage to, and I have 6 points of defense, so 1. He does only 1 point of damage. The big problem is maybe this vanguard there. He do is 8 points of damage there, and only at 6, so he does to me 2 points of damage. So the landmark there, he tried to build a castle to defend himself. He will try that again over here. But yeah, that's probably like a very terrible way for him to do that, because he's just exposing his villagers more than anything else. So my solution there, my technique works very, very well, especially against this player. Sometimes it's not working all the time. So what you want to do is, obviously you want to build the warrior monks. I was not giving a lot of focus there, so well, my bad. I still have sheeps there too, so that's good. So yeah, send over my. I try to send over the monks as soon as possible. Try to get the 5 relics. Most of the time, he will just be so overwhelmed with that that he will not be taking too much attention for the relics. He will just let you get him. So right now, even though like he has 9 villagers in this, it's just not doing much at all. Okay, you got one. You got one and then another one. Not really. You can tell it takes a long time. And the thing is, like, the men-at-arms are also not so formidable in terms of the strength. They are only making 12 point of damage, 13. So if you go with the upgrade, so this guy there still continues to go ham. So now I'm upgrading the melee damage. But it doesn't matter so much to have like +1, +2. It's more the defense that you want to look at. And right there, my opponent just gave up. he could not stop that. Even though like I was just keeping producing more and more men-at-arms, and I was sending all of them immediately there. So sometimes something. Oh, I was keeping. I wanted to speak more about that game. Okay, so sometimes I can tell he had a lot more troops than me, but like you can tell I was not losing much compared to him. It was plumbing down. So if this is not working out, you want to go for the crossbowman, I think. That will be the best solution, because what he will see, and so obviously the player that sees that will definitely go for crossbowman himself. So we're seeing like you have so you will try to go in the castle age, and because in the feudal age he cannot stop that. No matter what he does, he cannot stop the men-at-arms. He has to go to the castle age himself, and then the good way to stop that is making crossbowmen. So because crossbowmen are very effective against the men-at-arms. So when this happens, you want to stop the production of the men-at-arms. You want to more focusing on the crossbowmen, and then you could go maybe with the. Since I'm playing Roost there, I could have go with the knights and maybe like even the mounted archers. So having like the most. So yeah, you could take out the crossbowmen and everything. Just keep in mind that so crossbowman works out pretty well. If you see like he's making knight, you still have the barracks, right? So you can make spearmen, try to defend them. And you can also go with the mangonels, even though like the mangonels have been nerfed recently and they are not as good as they used to. I think they're still decent on the battlefield, mostly because it brings in 2 jobs. It can do 2 things, very important on the micro aspect. So first off, quite obviously, the mangonels can be used to kill and destroy the crossbowmen and the archers behind the line. So because of the range, they can do that. But the thing is, like, if you do that, you will notice that the player will send his units to take out the mangonels. And that's the second point that the mangonels are good at. Is the player will, every time that the player will see mangonels, they will always do like, it will stop attacking your units, I mean, to go for the mangonels with his units, his melee units. So that's how you want to do it. So you want to aggro his intention to go after your you want to pick his intention to go for your mangonels, and then you just pull back the mangonels and you try to snipe his melee units as much as possible. So like this, the archers and the crossbowmen will be wide open. So it will be much easier to take them down, and especially if you still have your mangonels, because whatever if the mangonels don't do that much, it's still good enough. So to defend against the arrows and the crossbowmen. So like you cannot possibly like take down mangonels very easily with the crossbowmen unless like you have a crazy number. It's not going so well for sure. And also if he spread, it will be a little less efficient with his units. So yeah, it's quite a plus on this sense. Other than that, you definitely want to go for the other board. So you want to go tier 3 if you're playing Rus, obviously. You want to go tier 3 to have like the most of it. So what you want to do is like as soon as you see that this is not working out very well, you want to keep up on the pressure and to build militaries, but also like you kind of want to have a very strong economy so you can like afford that. And the fact that you already have all the upgrades, you are definitely more you are in a better place than your opponent, no matter what he's doing. It's if you did it right, you should not be able to keep up with your upgrades that early on. So yeah. So also you can also build ramps too. So but the problem is that with the rams you also need like a range units. So the crossbowmen will be useful to protect the rams, because otherwise, well, your rams are just going to be taken out by the enemy villagers. So yeah. So yeah, that's it. A pretty neat strategy there. Hope it will help you, and yeah, take care. See you there. Yeah.